Lesson 4 is going to deal with these letters. I'm not going to mark the top or bottom, just know that my letters, the space is right here. Some of these will drop below the line. I'm going to start with a U. So beginning at the center, you guys are used to this stroke. It's very much like the I stroke. I may swoop it up a little bit here. And now, starting with a dead start, that is no swoop on that one. Ew, yuck. So I made a mistake on that. Let's try this again. There is my first stroke. I'm going to try to come down on this one. Still not excited by it, but I will keep trying. So I think as I continually try, I'm definitely getting closer to my ideal here. And once again, the space between is about the same width as my pen. The V can begin very similarly. Now the difference in this one, I'm going to try to swoop down and inwards, finishing up on that particular mark. That one seems a little wide. Let's keep trying again. So you see the V has an interesting sort of movement like that. And that could work. That will actually be the same way that we end our W, which I'm going to get to next. I'm going to skip down to this part. Remember that the height of a regular letter will be 2 of the large spaces with 1 of the small ones in between. So I will only drop down this far. I'm going to begin in the same manner. Now with the W, I'm going to do a dead start, but come straight down and finish it very much in the same way. And now I'll finish this off like I did the V. The W once again. Let us begin it with this stroke that we're all so familiar with. I simply bring this part a little bit further. I'm going to make my next stroke slightly smaller than this space. So you see that I came across this line a little bit. And now I'm going to finish this stroke off by coming in and connecting to the bottom line. This one I made it a little bit tighter, didn't I? The spaces are a little small. Let's see if we can get those more consistent. I wish I could give you guys rules. In this case, I'm right against this line, so I'm going to start just slightly over it, still with my pen at a 45, place it down. Oh, I made a mistake. Let me try that again. All right, let me move on to a Y. And remember, what I'm expecting from you is that you're going to keep rehearsing these things until they become more consistent, just as I would need to do. I need to rehearse these every time I do this unit. I'm going to start with the Y. We begin with the same stroke that we're used to using. And now, from a dead or a plain start, I bring it down underneath here. I want this part, which curls in, to be the same width as the overall letter. So let me see if I can. I'm going to attempt to use this a little bit better. Oops, I got off from my line a little. Making the space slightly less than one entire space. I'm judging where this letter is coming down from, and that. Yeah, so I don't necessarily make it the same width as this, as that part, that first little swoop. Well, now my lines are getting all over the place. So you see some of the things I'm doing wrong right here. This one is nice and parallel with that line. This one gets off of the line a little bit. You see how that one went out there? Some mistakes we're all going to make. We need to just keep practicing to minimize these mistakes. And perhaps I'm trying to go too fast. So I can slow down and concentrate on that. Finally, the last letter for this lesson will be the J, which is very simple. I am going to come up, I'm going to try it a couple of different ways. I'm going to come up like I would with a regular, the L, and then I can do my dot on the top. So don't get in there and make little dots like that. The dot should be the same thing. We're holding our tool at 45 degrees. We give a very slight inward movement there, and I think that it just makes it look really nice. So let us start by making our letter. This one I'm going to see how it looks with a very sharp transition. Ugh. So you see, there is sort of variance or differences that we can do. We can make the bottom swoop a little bit more. I think it feels more comfortable when it's slightly smaller. And then we can also do a sharp transition from the top or a slightly rounder one. And I'm liking just slightly rounder. A slightly smaller dot than that one seems better for me. So remember that these are falling below the line. If I was to write a word with this, so my actual lines are right here. All of the letters we've been doing are using 2 spaces with the small space in between, and this one simply drops below our line.